On this episode of the Best of Bias Podcast, you got your boy Lydell Dinero back in the building for another podcast, your favorite podcast. Pop culture, sports topics, Cinema Corner 2. Plenty of stuff to talk about this week. Kind of a slow cycle week, but we're getting into summertime. A lot of stuff to be able to talk about soon, but NBA Finals is here. A whole bunch of tech and kind of video game news. I watched a couple of TV shows. The Acolyte dropped. Power season finale part 1 dropped. We'll talk about that as well. But it's the Best of Bias podcast episode 210. Yeah, let's get it. Happy weekend, whatever day it may be as you listen to this podcast. I'm glad you clicked play because you could have been anywhere in the world, listening to any podcast in the world, but you chose this one to click play on, and I appreciate you for that. So let's go on this journey together, huh? It's the Best of Bias podcast episode 210. Lydell Dinero. Let's get right to it. Where that theme song at? Right here.
It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. Your best of bias. Yeah, it's the best of bias.
What's up, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, unshaven, but here misbehaving. You feel me? Thank you for clicking play today. We got a good podcast in store for you. Got a couple of topics to talk about. Got a little script here, might go off script, might not. You know what I'm saying? I got so much to talk about. How long we gonna be here? I don't know today, but the vibes is nice. Everybody is here is nice. The sun is kind of out. It's a little darker today in this pod. I should have turned the lights on a little bit to make it a little bit brighter, but that's a rookie mistake on my part. We're gonna keep it going, but my bad. How y'all feeling today besides your earbuds just getting blown out right there? I hope y'all feeling good. It's the weekend. Again, summer's approaching. All the graduates, congratulations on the graduations. Amaya Nisa, congratulations. I couldn't make it to the graduation or the party, but hey, I congratulate you guys on your big step and becoming graduates of Cal Berkeley. That's an amazing achievement. Last of the Pac-12 crop. You know what I mean? Next year we go into that Big Ten, but congratulations and yeah. Congratulations on the AKA pledging. Congratulations on everything you guys have in store for your future. I'm proud of you guys. The whole family is proud of you guys. And the Best of Bias family is proud of you guys. But yeah, everybody that's graduating, if you're not graduating necessarily and you're getting out of school and going in the summer, let's get it. It's time to party. You guys worked hard all year. What's better than just to kick your feet up, listen to the Best of Bias podcast and plan some summer trips, man. Because I'm going on some trips. I cannot wait, man. We're getting out here. Carnival cruises. I haven't been on a cruise in a while. Me and V-Ron's gonna get out there, hit the open seas, see what that stuff is about. Going back to Mexico. We have great times out there, so we're heading back out there again. And me just going back to San Diego in general, man. I'm trying to get out there amongst the people. I don't know if I'm gonna do the whole Comic-Con thing I told you guys about. Because, I mean, that'll be an expensive trip just to go out there and just mingle amongst the people and not really go into the event. If I'm going to San Diego, I'm gonna go out there and do something like, that I actually can go to and not be outside, like trying to scalp tickets and shit like that. But I do fuck with you, Comic-Con. I did buy my pre-sales for LA Comic-Con, 3rd year. We about to be in that thing. If I can't get into San Diego, I'm gonna get in somewhere. Ewan McGregor, Hayden Panettiere, Tara Strong, just to name a few people that are gonna be there now, the ones that have been announced for LA Comic-Con, but that's in October this year. So I mean, though we're gonna miss the San Diego, the big boy in July. October is around the corner. And it's gonna be some good times. So if you guys are trying to roll, trying to again meet us out there, represent the Best of Bias podcast, go conquer as a team. Like we did with little Kalia, Shahani, and Damo last year. We can go as a squad and just represent. I got a bunch of gear that you guys, still can go out there and buy and join the squad. But anyways, let's get into this topics of the day. But we'll talk a little bit more about October's Comic-Con and shit about, about merch towards the end. You know how it goes. But let's start off with these NBA finals, man. Because what we saw was 100% unexpected from my point of view. If anybody in Boston would have told you, they would have been like, "Oh yeah, we're gonna whoop them." Yeah, we knew this was expected, especially of us at home. But no, the numbers don't say that. The Celtics aren't really historically, well, this version of them, good at home in the playoffs. I think they're sitting around 50%, which is kind of unorthodox for a team that actually has won the West a lot of the times the last couple of years, 4 out of 5 or something like that, or some outrageous number. The Celtics have been there a bunch of times. Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum and company, Al Horford, but they haven't really been able to punch that ticket. Last episode, I was telling you guys how their path there was kind of easier, and we didn't know if they were going to be ready to handle Luka and the gang. But it looked like they were able to. They blew them out. I don't have the final score. I forgot. I should have wrote the final score down. I just know Boston won, and it was in double digits, almost by 20 points. They had a 20 point lead throughout the game, pushed it to almost 30. But Luka wasn't gonna go out. He scored 30 points himself. They held him to 1 assist, which is not average for Luka at all. But they had a game plan. They went out there and treated him like Jokic, man. They let him go out there and get whatever he could get. He's gonna score his points regardless, but as long as you don't let the other people get open, the PJ Washingtons of the world, the Gaffords of the world, Derek Lively, let anybody get shots, the utility pieces. If Personally, why Tim Hardaway doesn't really get minutes anymore? Is he still hurt, or did he fall off like that for sure? That's kind of wild. But anyways, a lot of other pieces couldn't get going, especially if Kyrie's not going and scoring at the rate he was last series. It's going to be tough for the Dallas Mavericks to win. I thought Dallas Mavericks offensive prowess was going to be able to, just kind of show something the Celtics haven't seen. But at this time, I mean, Porzingis came back, scored 18 points in 13 minutes, shooting 3 points from the logo, dribbling around, dunking over people like a guard. If that's going to happen, get added back to this lineup with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown was dunking on people, had like 3 blocks, 2 steals, just out there stopping Luka, picking Luka's pockets. Whoever they put him against, he's D'ing up. And to have a lineup that they have, they're going to be able to D up regardless. Derek White, Drew Holiday, who's been a defensive player of the year, all defensive team, plenty of times. Then you have Jaylen Brown, who's been proven to be a good defender. And then you have Jason Tatum, though he's not really marketed as a great defender. He's still 6'10" and a big body who can, stop people if he really tried. And then you have Porzingis out there blocking shots. He had like 3 blocks as well. I think what is his stats? He had 20 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 blocks. I don't know. Kyrie is now 0-11 against the Celtics in the last 11 games. Again, I talked last episode about the storylines in this one. It's like Kyrie's going back. Every time he touches the ball, fans are booing him. You only can imagine the names that they're calling him out there in Boston. But Boston historically has some crazy fans who don't hesitate to let the racial slurs fly. But we're hoping that they can have some grace and just watch some basketball. But yeah, Kyrie struggled. He didn't do well at all. Again, Luka had 30 points, but everybody else, Derek Lively didn't do much. He almost fouled out. Yeah, it's gonna be a little difficult. I mean, we're not seeing what happened in the last series, how Dallas was able to manhandle Minnesota at home. And then in Celtics world, it's like you see Porzingis being added to that 5-man lineup, added to the starting rotation, and he's just playing like he never left it as optimal, optimal way he could play. Like what? 18 points in 13 minutes is incredible. The way he was doing it, you couldn't even tell he was injured at one point. Like it was just incredible. So if he could play like that the whole series, it'll be a sweep. But I don't think he'll play like that the whole series. You're supposed to win the first 2 games at home. Historically, the Celtics haven't been good at home. So for them to win like this at home, maybe surprised a couple people. It can make them jump off the ledge and just think it's going to be a sweep. But me personally, I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think they'll adjust. Jason Kidd and company will adjust and try to get out there and attack it a little different. Luka will stop being as passive. Though he'll probably realize the game plan and be like, okay, if you guys are going to try to let me go one-on-one with anybody throw at me and just get how many ever points I want and just not let everybody else get involved, then I'm going to score 50. I'm going to score 60 points. He scored 73, right? Once this season. So if he does that and his teammates come along a little bit, then I think that could be an answer to you guys just guarding them one-on-one. You're not going to be able to do that because eventually when you get back to Dallas, they're going to start calling those fouls. Even game 2, if I'm gonna put my conspiracy hat on, we don't want to sweep in the finals. All the money's in the finals. You know how much time and eyes are gonna be in the finals. They want that to go as long as possible. So game 2, I'll see the whistle probably tightening up a little bit um, for the Dallas Mavericks. I see a lot more foul trouble for the starting 5 of the Celtics, just because, yeah, if it goes anywhere like the game 1 went, it's gonna be a quick series and nobody's gonna be watching. They're gonna lose a lot of money, or they're probably not lose money because they're probably always gaining money. They have 60 million commercials every fucking series, but it's just like they don't optimize the money they probably could have had by having a longer series. But conspiracy hat off. I still want to see a good series. I'm hoping Luka and Kyrie get it together. I definitely want Kyrie to do something, because the last narrative he needs to conquer, I think, this season is, oh, that whole stint at the Celtics, he wasn't a leader. He didn't want to lead Tatum and Brown to the motherland or whatever like that to win a championship. But then he goes to Luka, a younger guy with less talent. No, I wouldn't say Luka has less talent, but the team of Dallas has less talent than the Celtics. And he's going to come back and try to prove everybody wrong that he made the right decision for himself. And he can come back out there and win something without LeBron. So I'm hoping for him in that aspect, because I think, again, the media was very harsh on him when he was taking his stance against some of the shit that he was talking about in the media. All of it not correct, all of it not probably right, but I don't know. People's opinions shouldn't garner as much criticism as it does sometimes, especially when it's like little things or just like opinionated things. Everybody doesn't have to think the same way, but when people do not think the same way, I think they feel like they should be super villainized and just cast aside, and we just hope he retires or some bullshit. You know what I mean? The media heads be crazy sometimes, and the older I get and the more and more I watch these shows, like I said last week again, it's like all these narratives that they try to push is just so momentary. It's like, it's this thing, it's so definite, and then this thing is going to happen, and it's so definite too. But it's like, fuck, we didn't have all this information. Now this thing is definite because we got the like, bro, just chill. It's okay to be wrong, but don't be so, when you do speak on something, don't try to sound so definite. And as soon as you're proven wrong, be like, oh yeah, now this has to be this because I was wrong about this. If I was wrong about this, that means this has to be true. Like the whole, oh, if Minnesota beats Denver, that means the winner of this series is definitely winning the championship. Oh no, now Minnesota isn't good enough. Minnesota isn't good. Luka's the best player on the planet, and him and Kyrie are the best backcourt ever. So they have to win the championship. Oh, okay. So now that they're losing game 1, this Celtics team that everybody doubted and thought had an easy road is going to win the championship. Is Porzingis? I mean, I'm a part of that too, I guess. Opinion molding, but it just popped out more than ever now this year. It's like people just try to create narratives just to be different at times. When that narrative doesn't work, they try to flip and just create another narrative. Just sometimes just sit back and enjoy the ride. You feel me? Because sometimes all that shit you guys be putting on people's, like, I mean, we're gonna get into Catlin Clark right after we talk about this series and some predictions for game 2. It's just that sometimes you create this pressure for these players that's probably unneeded. Like, these players just want to go into the playoffs, go into their probably first finals ever, Western Conference, Eastern Conference finals ever. Just want to go in there with a clear mind and play at their best. But every day, every morning, every angle, you hear about, oh, this player is under so much pressure to perform, or if he doesn't perform in this spot, then he's the worst player ever. Does he really deserve this much credit? Is he really the player we thought he was? It's like, damn, dog. Whew. Nobody really thinks about that as added pressure to playing well and performing well. It's like, I don't know, especially me personally now, just watching how the Nuggets kind of lost to the Minnesota Timberwolves. Everybody wants to trade Michael Porter Jr. for having a bad series. Like, people are so fickle. It's just, you want everything now. And then once a player shows that he's human and that can't be great every game, it's just the fan base is ready to turn on him. And then that in turn, it's like, next year, do you think Michael Porter Jr. is going to want to play for us and want to take, like, maybe if he's not going to be offered the max, take a little bit less to stay with the team if the fan base is so ready to trade him out the door every step of the way, every trade deadline, every time he doesn't perform well? It's just nuts. We're blessed right now to have the players we have in the core 5-4 we have, you know what I'm saying? And just to try to, like, because we didn't go back to back and win this year, just get rid of somebody that helped so much for us to win our first championship. And the credit and the mental mind state, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. We need to get better. The media needs to get better. It's just crazy. But for game 2, personally, like I said, I think the Dallas Mavericks will make those adjustments. I think it'll be a way closer game. But ultimately, I just feel like that starting five for the Celtics is just better than everybody else's starting five. I feel like the Nuggets maybe would have given them a little bit more of an obstacle just because of our defensive players and the fact that we have a big that they wouldn't be able to stop necessarily. I don't think Porzingis would be able to stop Jokic at all. But the fact that they have the guards that they have Tatum and Jaylen Brown and a Porzingis against a team that doesn't really have uh, one, a big that can stick Porzingis. Two, have two people the size of Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum that can like constantly stick them. And then at the same time, the guards, the other players that are on the team of the Mavericks, like they're going to be getting guarded by a highly skilled defensive player. And the rotation players, the Houses of the world, I mean, I guess Al Horford comes off the bench now. Yeah, he has to have come off the bench now. So be able to have the experience of Al Horford coming off the bench, it's just the team is really stacked. Peyton Pritchard, my guy out of Oregon, you already know, being able to back up Derek White or Drew Holiday, and still have that shooting prowess, to have that big game experience. I wouldn't say like in the playoffs, but I feel like he played a lot of basketball at Oregon. So that experience alone, I just feel like makes the coach, gives him confidence of putting him in the game and having him, get some minutes to spell Derek White or Drew Holiday. So I don't know. We're gonna see. I'm hoping Dallas wins and they go 1-1, but I wouldn't be surprised for Celtics to go up 2-0, and then it makes Dallas have to handle business game 3 and 4 in Dallas. And once they do that, I feel like the series doesn't start till somebody wins on the other team's home floor. So we're gonna see who does that first, but I don't know, man. We'll see, because a lot of the Celtics series, you see them give up a game or two at home on their home floor and just like to whoop people on their home floor too. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But me again, I'm sticking with Dallas. But I wouldn't mind seeing Payne Pritchard, Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum get their first ring. But it's a little deeper than that. A lot of the fan bases are jealous about them probably getting their 18th championship if they do win. And I don't know if it's that deep to me, because I don't know, man. I guess you could. I guess you can. Because me personally, my teams are just kind of newer to winning championships. Our first Super Bowl for football was 2002. Our second one was in 2021. Basketball, our first was last year. So I was actually alive for all this, like a lot of the major sports wins of my teams anyway. But it's for people to claim 18, 17 championships for the Lakers and the Celtics, it's like you weren't really around for that. And for you to just kind of be born into something and be like, oh, I'm gonna be a Lakers fan. I get it if you live in LA, that's one thing. And Lakers fans are all over the world, but just for you to be like, oh, the Celtics, yeah. Well, I was born in 2000 and I'm a Celtics fan. You saw us win 2 championships in our time, but we have 17 championships. So I'm gonna claim them all. Like, what the fuck? You can't, I guess, whatever. So I guess that's what we're fighting against here. It's either, Luka and Kyrie win their first ring, which I really want to do, or the guys on the team that I do like on the Celtics win their ring and add their 18th ring and 18th banner to the Celtics legacy. So it's kind of a catch-22, but we'll see what happens. Still early in the series. Man, we'll see. But yeah, I don't know if I talked about Catlin Clark versus the W. The whole Kennedy Clark or Kennedy, what's Kennedy's last name? I forgot her name. Kennedy Parker. Kennedy Parker, I think her last name is. The whole pushing and the flagrant foul thing. I don't know if I talked about it, but I just personally think we hope we get past it. You see me rocking my Liberty jersey because you already know what I'm about to go into. Catlin Clark, I think yesterday though, she just did score 30 points, 7 3-pointers in the game. I think it was the tied with the only rookie to ever do that. That is just some exciting stuff when we're actually good. You see the string here? I saw that shit. I was like, what the heck's on my neck? It's good to see her actually balling. There's a lot of negative publicity right now. Not really, I don't know. It's kind of negative and positive. We talked about it a little bit on the last podcast. I don't know. I keep saying that a lot, but we talk about a lot of shit on the pod. And last week we did talk about a lot of stuff, but yeah, Catlin Clark, just being the hotshot rookie anywhere, I think people are gonna go at you. This time, I think in the W, I think Catlin Clark does have it hard. Not only is she coming in as a highly heralded college player that everybody expects to be the next coming of Steph Curry in the WNBA, but they expect her to transition like seamlessly from Iowa to the Indiana Fever. I don't think that's going to happen. And I mean, her slow start the last couple of games, and just for the team in the season in general, is kind of give people cause to pause. People are already kind of hating because they feel like she is being positioned as the great white hope in WNBA, which is obviously a league full of African American and Black women. They people feel like she was being pushed as the person who can change all that, and that they're going to put all their money into and invest into. Before even coming into the WNBA, the shoe deal for the like double digit, like $20 million shoe deal, the selling out the games, the chartered planes, all the stuff that were being given to the league as her arrival and as her popularity grew amongst fans. It just kind of, I feel like, just rubbed people the wrong way, because you see all these media heads and all these WNBA correspondents letting people know that these people, they're stars in this league before Catlin actually transitioned from college basketball. There were stars in college basketball before Catlin Clark existed. It's just now that the more eyes are on it, I think that whole rivalry with LSU and Iowa, I think, propelled Angel Reese and Catlin Clark both into the national spotlight a little more than it would have if there was no beef between them. So everybody's kind of hopping on Angel Reese because she is saying that it's not all about Catlin Clark. It's, people are watching the W because of me too, and that's true. The way she put it may have been a little bit different, but she's fresh out of college. She's not super media trained yet. How she said it was maybe a little bit off-putting to some, but people saying maybe it's jealousy. But I mean, she's okay to feel jealous. I feel like she shouldn't feel jealous necessarily. I don't know if jealousy is the word, but I feel like a little upset. You know what I'm saying? There's a reason to maybe go at Catlin a little harder, because if you don't remember, Angel Reese was the national champion. You know what I mean? And I believe Catlin Clark never won a national championship. So I just feel like Angel Reese feels like after that championship, she was really villainized as in opposed to Catlin Clark, who was like put up on a pedestal that everybody liked, though you still kind of saw the attitude. You saw her yelling at refs. You saw her getting upset with her dad, cussing at her dad in the stands. Is just the way she plays is aggressive. You know what I mean? So it's kind of a double-edged sword. Not only is she the super heralded rookie that everybody in the media and the fans basically put the whole league on her back, saying that it's up to her to show why all these eyes should be on the W. But then at the same time, it's like, okay, and she doesn't really have the best attitude. She balls and goes out there. She has a Kobe-like mentality. She's all about basketball. I'm a hoop. I don't need to make friends. I don't need to be polite to you out on the court. I'm gonna go out here and get my buckets, do the best I can, and have my team win. And she, having that different kind of off-putting mentality on the court could rub some girls the wrong way already. And then when you come and feel like, okay, this is supposed to be the girl of the future. This is what everybody puts their money behind. This is the what do they call it? The poster girl for the WNBA, yet she is a bitch on the court. She has I don't know, I don't mean like that, like I have a bad attitude on the court and likes to just like, I don't know, because it's kind of hard to talk about, because I don't want to feel like I'm putting women's sports down, but it's like, me personally, if we have a person in the NBA that's kind of like that, we don't necessarily like them, and we feel like they should be penalized. I wouldn't say penalized for the things that they do, but they should have to stand on their actions in a way. Like if Dylan Brooks goes out there and is an irritant to LeBron James, and LeBron James feels a certain way after he hits a three in his face, pushes him a little bit for talking all that shit in his face, hey, if you're an irritant, sometimes players bark back at irritants. You're going to get what you want. And people know that he's an irritant, and they don't like him because he's an irritant. You know what I mean? Draymond Green, he has a fan base of millions of people. These Warriors fans, just people around the league in general. They like how real he is. They like how his aggression, the fire he plays with. Right. But with that, there still comes some negative connotations. Refs are looking at you a little bit closer. Fans of other teams are looking at you like, man, this guy has a bad attitude. If it's not for your team and it's against your team, if you're a Minnesota fan, if he's choking out, well, I don't know if people like Rudy Gobert, but if he's choking out Rudy Gobert, if you are a Nurkic fan, I don't really know if people like Nurkic. If he slaps Nurkic in the face, if he's trying to tackle Aaron Gordon, if he's doing shit like that, people are going to look at him a certain way. It's like, we don't like this guy. His attitude is terrible. When we have a chance, we're going to go at him every chance we get. I'm not saying Catlin has that reputation, but I feel like she may be a little slicker at doing the things she does. She may call a girl a bitch under her breath. She may give a ref a look and just be like, mouths. What the fuck? Like fuck you. Like, look, I'm not saying she's that bad, but I feel like there's little things on the court that cause that aggression. I don't think people are just, oh, I don't like Catlin Clark because everybody likes her and there's a whole bunch of money coming to the league because of her. So I'm gonna go knock her out of the league and hurt her on purpose so everybody stops watching. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. Make 1 and 1, 1 + 1 = 2 for me, please. So I think there's a lot of negativity right now in the league. I think this is kind of commonplace for a rookie to be gone at, especially one with this highly heralded like resume coming in, and everybody thinks this player is gonna go off. There's gonna be players that want to shut her down. There's gonna want to be players that when they play her, get in the spotlight, take the spotlight after her, just let them know I'm in the league too. You have players like Asia Wilson in the league, 2-time champion, 2-time MVP type players out here just getting it in that don't get the notoriety. Like Catlin Clark again got a shoe deal before she even got into the league. Asia Wilson's just now getting a shoe deal. #1 overall pick, 2-time defensive player of the year, back-to-back champion, 2-time MVP, averaging, let me see her averages right now. It's kind of crazy what she's averaging. She's averaging 26, 13, 2 assists, and basically 2 blocks a game. Her last 7 games, 36, 12, and 2, 28, 9, and 3, 4 blocks and a steal. First, that game with the 36 points, she had 6 steals. She had 29, 15, and 3, 4 blocks, 2 steals, 29 points, 15, 2 assists, 1 block, 1 steal, 21 points, 13 rebounds, 2 assists, 3 blocks, 22 points, 10 rebounds, 1 assist, 2 blocks, 3 steals, 30 points, 13 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. And I think last night she had like 29, 12, and something else. Like, she's balling. We should put some spotlight on that. I mean, Las Vegas Aces, I think they sold out all their games. Let me see. I think I got another stat here for the Aces. I think they may have sold out all their home games except for 2. Las Vegas sold out 15 of 20 home games, most in WNBA history. It's like the Vegas Aces are a party now. It's a destination. Like when you go to Vegas, you want to go to Aces games. It's winning. They're winning. Back-to-back championship. Becky Hammond going crazy. I think is it Becky Hammond? Becky Hammond. Yeah, it's Becky Hammond. Going crazy over there coaching. They three-peat, man. I don't know what to tell you, but the league is going crazy right now. And again, I feel like Catlin is a draw. Don't get me wrong. Aaliyah Boston on the squad. You got a whole bunch of other people on the squad. Indiana Fever have been bad for a little bit. So for her being there brings a lot of fans. They've been sold out. And I mean, it's definitely inspiring. I definitely look at the little girls out there watching, no matter, what the men think, what the older people think about the league. If it encourages younger women to come out there and want to play basketball more and motivates them to want to go to the WNBA, and it helps increase the wages they get paid, it increases the TV deals, increases the amount of teams in the league, because being only 14 teams right now is wild. And with the 2 additions of the Valkyrie and I forgot the Toronto, I don't think the Toronto team has a name yet, but with the addition of them, I think it's gonna be a great league, man. And there's been people paving the way for a long time, and for everybody to just automatically jump and put it all on Catlin Clark, it's not fair to Catlin Clark, and it's not fair for the other girls in the league that have been paving the way. It's going to cause a little resentment. I mean, again, all the physicality and that stuff has been there before Catlin Clark has got there. They've been beefing in the league for a long time. Some girls just don't like each other. Some girls just see their competition out there and just want to be better than them. They might get a little rough, but I feel like they don't need to be babying Catlin Clark. They need to just, and every time she hits the ground, or maybe somebody bumps into her and she falls to the ground, it's not going to be a whole thing in the media for a week. Because one thing also, Catlin Clark do be exaggerating a little bit on her calls. I mean, she is a hooper. She does know how to get to the line. She does know how to get points. She does know how to win games. You know what I mean? So if you are trying to be extra rough, and even if you're not being super rough, she's still going to accentuate on that and still get that shit called on you, especially if it's planted in refs' heads now. It's like, it's a game within a game. And just let them play the game. And it's like, come on, we just brought all these eyes to it. Let's not ruin it by babying Catlin and let her just grow. Just let her grow naturally. She's going to show people that she's good. She's going to show them. So, there's no need to worry. Just let her play and let this class grow. And next year, when Juju and Paige come into the league, it's going to be another growth, another step. Eyes are going to keep increasing. So 40 games in the league. I think 40 games in a season for the WNBA. They had her playing a whole bunch of games. I think they played 3 or 4 games more than everybody else in the league. So not a lot of practice time, and her getting her legs now. It's like, it's going to come together. But Shouts out to the W. If y'all want to send me some jerseys, New York Liberty, send me some Sabrina gear. I'm looking for those shoes too, Sabrina. So when they drop on the 28th, hey, if anybody wants to get those Sabrina 2s on the 28th in a size 12.5 for your boy 13, send them to the crib. I appreciate y'all. But moving on, new NBA deal. I told you guys that the Inside the NBA crew was breaking up. I wouldn't say breaking up necessarily because, I mean, if they had their choice, they would still be working for them. I think it's just now money talks. And NBA is just picked up new deals with everybody else. I don't think TNT is going to be in the mix anymore. I think it's just going to be ESPN, NBC, and Prime Video. They just signed a 11-year, $76 billion agreement with the NBA to have the games on their streaming services and channels. So we have ESPN's deal was $2.6 billion a year. They get the NBA Finals, and some regular season games. The NBC, it's a $2.5 billion deal per year. 100 games on Tuesdays and Sunday, half of those on Peacock. And then Prime is a $1.8 billion a year. They get the in-season tournament, they get the play-in tournament, and they get a share of the conference finals. So, yeah, it's interesting, man. TNT is actually cut out of that deal, it seems like. It would have been cool to see at least, that group, Inside the NBA group, go to NBC or Prime Video. Prime Video would be cool because I don't know if they have a cast yet. So maybe they could just move them over there. Ernie, Shaq, Kenny, and Charles, move them on over there. You know what I mean? ESPN is understandable. We always see them on ESPN. Yeah, Stephen A and the crew, they're going to recycle all their workers anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. But Prime Video stepping more and more into it. You see Netflix and you see Prime Video, Peacock, all these unconventional kind of streaming services getting those sports now, man. It's a race. These streaming wars are never going to stop. That's why I kind of like try to get this in the pod every week to let you guys know what's going on in the streaming world, because you hear about all these platforms merging, you hear about all these services changing. It's all a race to see who can get sports, man, because I know live sports are like the last living thing on actual cable TV. So whoever can grab those from cable can be the ultimate person that actually runs TV and streaming right now. You see Netflix getting football on Christmas. They're getting the Jake Paul and Tyson fight. And we saw Prime games or Peacock playoff football games last year. So it's all kind of stuff. These streaming services, I think Apple pretty much has all the soccer games. A lot of the apps are splitting baseball. So yeah, sports are going strictly streaming, and it's going to be interesting to see all the different sites or the paywalls that people are going to have to see to go behind to see these games, man. They have to have Prime to watch a football game and watch a basketball game. It's going to be kind of wild. I mean, they do it kind of now, but everybody has Amazon, but at the same time, I don't think everybody has Prime. It's kind of crazy. But then NBC is just regular cable, and ESPN is too. So nothing really changes there. But you know what I'm saying? Adam Silver just bringing all this money to the league. 11 years, $76 billion. It's just nuts. Next, Deontay Wilder. I talked a little bit about the Jake Paul. So actually, let's talk about Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. So they rescheduled the fight to November, man. Mike Tyson had a health scare, so I think that's the reason for them canceling the fight. It was supposed to be in July. I think it's in Dallas Stadium. So it's all in the picture. They're standing in front of Dallas Stadium, but I'm interested to see what this happens here, man. I saw Jake Paul, man. He got a little fat, boy. He took that heavyweight serious, man. Maybe he was on the roids and stopped a little cycle, so he had to blow up a little bit. So he was like, fuck it, let me just fight Mike Tyson. He's out of shape a little bit. So maybe I can just get big and do that. Me personally, I think if Jake Paul really wants to continue this boxing thing, fight real boxers. I mean, Mike Tyson is definitely a real boxer, but he's obviously too old to actually get in the ring and do anything super serious. So I feel like it's not really serious. They say it's not an exhibition. It's going to be a real fight, but it's like he's already in medical, I wouldn't say medical trouble, having medical issues to pull him out of the original fight. You should just fight somebody, fight Tommy Fury again, fight a boxer of your weight class. Maybe they doesn't have hella wins. Just fight a lower ranked boxer. We get it. We get what you're trying to do. You're trying to just fight the big names in other sports to get the draw from their name. But at the same time, it's like, fuck. We already know kind of the script of what's going to happen. You lost once and it wasn't a knockout. You know what I'm saying? You're fighting all these other fighters and winning by knockouts and shit like that. We already saw the scam. We got the money. You got your money. Now let's just see what you're good. I mean, see how good you're actually getting. Me personally, I did at first not, like I said before, I didn't like how he was kind of going out there and just basically taking money grab fights to make it seem like he's fighting people, and all look kind of like staged. The fighters would take dives when it was time to take dives, just giving Jake Paul a victory, and they would just get broken off like the biggest payday they had in their careers. You know what I'm saying? But now it's like the audience kind of knows that. So what are you gonna do now? You know what I'm saying? Are you gonna fight Mike Tyson? I get it. At first, we thought maybe Mike Tyson does have something in the tank for you. We saw these highlights of him in the gym fighting, but health scares. Now, when he does actually fight, I don't know if we actually want to see him fight. Like, maybe he just needs to sit down a little bit and get healthy, and you fight somebody that's actually a boxer, so we can keep this thing going. Fight somebody, make it look real. Do somebody like I don't know. Fight Deontay Wilder. Because Deontay Wilder's last 4 fights have not been good. You know what I'm saying? Last 2 fights we saw him fight Tommy Fury. One was a draw. One he got knocked out by Fury. You saw him lose in unanimous decision to Joseph Parker. And then you saw him just getting knocked out by Zhang in the most humiliating way possible in his last fight. I think it was like last week. Didn't really hear about it, but it's probably good for Wilder that way. I mean, I'm not talking shit because I know he'll probably knock me out, but I just feel like it might be time for him just to take a seat, man. He made a lot of money. I don't know how people say he made a lot of money. People say that a lot. I don't really know how much boxers make in their fights. I know that Wilder and Fury, those 2 fights, probably garnered a whole bunch of money to the fact that he could probably sit down for the rest of his career and be cool. And the fights that he fought recently that he did lose, he probably still got fought a big bag for that because just for his name alone and to go against the guys that he went against, I think they're going to give him credit for that and just pay him out. You know what I mean? But just for quality of life in general, I just feel like it's time. He's been getting brain injuries. When you get knocked out, yeah, you already know what happens. People talk about, brain injuries and what's real and CTE for fucking football players. But you're playing, when you're boxing, all you do is get punched in your head. Your shit's just rattling inside. It's gonna cause advanced CTE. You see a lot of boxers out there today who's boxed for a long time in their career. They're just fucked up because they didn't know when to get out of the ring, or they just loved it so much that, they just were willing to go out there and get knocked on. But for Deontay Wilder, just for at his heyday when he was knocking everybody out, it was like 40 wins, 43 wins, 40 by knockout type shit. That right hand was just out there knocking niggas out. But at this time, man, if we, after all these fights, everybody was talking about how his skills weren't as advanced as they were supposed to be. He's a one-hitter quitter, you know what I'm saying? If he connects with that right hand, he'll put somebody out. But technically and defensive-wise, he's not that guy, really. So if you go rounds with him like Zhang did, hit him once, made him turn around, look at the referee, and hit him again, knocked him down, bro. It just looks bad, especially if he's fighting heavyweight when he's just kind of a taller dude who has muscle, who, carries a little bit more weight. When he gets in there with people like Fury and Zhang that he just fought that have pounds on him, and that can just lay on his ass and just give him something that he don't want to see. That's kind of his downfall. I mean, shit, again, maybe it was a payday. Maybe he does know it's his time to go. But at the same time, man, I do respect him for getting out there because I know I wouldn't get out there. I respect all the, all the shit that he was doing during his time, his heyday. Because when he was on top, he was holding it down. He did speak on some social issues. He was that man for a while. He was just putting everybody down. I'll never forget the shit that he came in when he did fight Tommy Fury. Or not Fury, Tommy Fury, freaking, what's this fool's name? Tyson Fury. That big old skull outfit that weighed him down and made him lose the fight. It's just, bro, golly. It's all good, bro. Bless you, and I thank you for your career, because something I haven't seen in my lifetime, somebody just knocking niggas out like that. So excuse me for cussing so much. I don't usually say so many cuss words on this pod, but Deontay Wilder, I ain't seen that shit in all my life till this day. I fucked it up, but you know what I was trying to do. Anyway, moving on, pop culture, man. Speaking of sports, man, I just want to touch a little bit on sports and gambling, like athletes. I know the sports gambling is super accessible now. I know everybody is like, oh yeah, let's put a little money on the game. Let's it's so easy. Let's create an account, have it in my mama's name, my cousin's name. Nobody will ever know it's attached to me. Or let's start these fucking discords to help people get money. I'm gonna let you know who to bet on. You pay me and I help you type shit. Like, come on. Any way you do it, you're gonna get caught. Personally, you're making millions of dollars, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars. leave the gambling, sports gambling to the people that ain't got money. Though it seems like a good idea, easy come up for you. Bruh, do you really want to risk your career? Maybe you're not a starter making the hundreds of millions of dollars that these A1 superstars make, but I still feel like it's not worth your career. It's not worth being on the excommunication list from any professional sports because they don't trust you because of gambling. Let me just name a few here. Because there was recently another baseball player, a baseball player, Tusapita Morcano. He played for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he put in about 231 bets, including bets for his team. So that's already a no-no. I think, again, in baseball, I think they let you sports gamble, but it can't be on baseball. It's like, even with that little leeway, niggas is not getting it straight. So this guy, I guess, put 231 bets in on baseball and only won 4.3% of the time. So only won 4.3% of those bets. So he was not winning any bets, and he got caught, and he got kicked out of the league, MLB, for betting. Deontae Murray, man. Michael Porter, Deontay Porter, man. Michael Porter Jr.'s brother, who decided to gamble on the basketball games that he played in and kind of have a Discord kind of service to where he would let people know what games to bet on based off what he was going to do in the games and betting on basketball games he was in, just trying to come up that way. Just, I guess he noticed he wasn't going to be a star out there in Toronto, bro. But I saw him getting a lot of minutes, man. I saw his career going on the up and up, especially with the success of Michael Porter Jr. It was just like, come on, come on, bro. Like, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? I know he didn't think he was smarter than everybody else that's gotten caught. Like, come on. He might have been making money for a little while, so he thought he wasn't going to get caught. But they just waiting. They noticing. They know. Where's this money coming from? You don't get paid that much in basketball. Where's this influx of cash coming from? It's like, be smart. Be smart. Who else we got on this list? Oh, yeah, of course, Otani's interpreter, supposedly. I mean, if you are gonna gamble, be like Otani and tell him that your interpreter did it. You know what I'm saying? I guess everybody ain't got an interpreter to take the fall for you, but sheesh. I guess Otani had, he was smart enough to get himself out of it. It's just gonna ruin this shit for everybody, bro, because I feel like you can't really stop these players from having access to these sports gambling sites. So I feel like what they're gonna just be like, oh, okay, we're gonna stop sports gambling because we can't stop our athletes from gambling on their sports, which kind of ruins the integrity of these games, which in turn is just gonna fuck it up for everybody else. And then in turn, keeping the little man down. A little bit of money we do try to sports bet and try to come up big, they already be taking it. So why are you gonna fucking put our opportunity to make a little bit of money, put that at risk just because y'all want to be selfish and bogart all the money? Like, goddamn, bro, think about it. I don't want to hear no more people getting suspended for sports gambling. I know they promote it everywhere. I know the team's probably promoted by Prize Picks. I know the league's probably gonna be promoted by Prize Picks pretty soon. So it's like it's forcing all these players, forcing it down all these players' faces and in all these people's faces, but they don't want them to use it. It's crazy. And there's so many different sports betting sites coming up every day. It's like, how are they going to stop these players from doing it? And I feel like the only way they are going to do it is just making it not be available. So make your money now, sports gamblers and all these Prize Picks people. But I'm hoping, you know what I'm saying, hoping they stay around because I got a Prize Pick betting right now that I hope hits. You feel me? Moving on, we got a little music to talk about. Did y'all hear this new Drake song, Wagwan Delilah? People tell me that he was trolling. I guess it's a troll song from a guy named Snow Day in Canada who remixed the Plain White Tee song "Hey Hey There Delilah," and then this Snow Day guy kind of just put a whole little Toronto twang on it to make it kind of a funny song, and I guess it got popular in Toronto. So Drake decided to go and hop on it and put this out as, I wouldn't say a joke, or just paying homage to he's kind of just probably just doing the Drake thing, hopping on something that was popular in a city or in a city and just kind of adding a little remix to it to make it popular, seeing if he still has that in his bag. But I don't know. I don't think it's the best look of a single coming out after that beef with Kendrick Lamar. I feel like if you're going to put a song out, if you're going to put anything out, I think it has to be slappers. You said it's time for the summertime slaps and get off that beef shit. I get it, but that Wagwan Delilah shit, it's not it. It's probably still, I don't know. Hopefully he's trolling to see if it still does numbers without, any effect of that Kendrick Lamar shit kind of running over. But it's just wild. It's just wild. You go do that, and then Kendrick Lamar announces a concert on Juneteenth, Kenny and Friends, the pop out, which they probably just gonna be on stage dissing you, singing the songs, not like us. Like, bruh, you had to come out with something harder than Wagwan Delilah. You want them to be able to play something in LA to have them combat what Kenny's gonna do on June 19th, bringing everybody out in the culture on Juneteenth to diss you, basically in unison. Kendrick Lamar unified all the gangs in LA to come out and diss Drake. You know what I mean? It's just an interesting tactic, man. I don't want to sound like a Drake hater, but it just seems like a lot of shit is going downhill. And maybe people were right saying it was kind of like seemed like a calculated attack from the industry along with the artists that did attack him. When Kendrick Lamar did start attacking him, and his music was good, don't get me wrong, and everything he did was good. But at the same time, I feel like promotion and companies and everything else has kind of went against Drake at the same time, which kind of just spoke some volumes to maybe that these businesses did wanted to do this a long time ago, but just didn't have the power because Drake was on top and he made everything move. But once they saw the opportunity that shook the roof of the person on top and just showed his vulnerability a little bit, I feel like these other companies are just kind of tacking on to make him look silly. I know the media outlets are, you can't hop on social media now without people just kind of like letting people know that Drake lost the battle and he needs to sit down. Everybody thought the song was AI, trying to give Drake the benefit of the doubt. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter that much. But I just, we don't want you to be in shambles that much. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Come on now, brother. Give us some slaps. Give us some slaps. I mean, and then there's the rumor that he's beefing with somebody, a highly regarded artist that everybody knows that you wouldn't expect to be beefing with Drake. And people are kind of theorizing that's Lil Wayne that's beefing with Drake. And I'm like, oh no, that would be the last straw for me. But hey, man, I do still like him as a musician for sure. So that's nothing, but it's just personality wise. If you shook up everybody in the industry, made everybody feel some certain type of way about you, and you made the guy that brought you into basically brought you into the industry. If you're rubbing him the wrong way too, off of some shit that we don't know about, it's just kind of like, man, what is going on, bro? Yeah, but hopefully, I don't know if you guys like it. Let me know how y'all feel about that song down there below. Is Drake in shambles? Is this a troll? Is he gonna be back for the summer? Man, let me know what y'all think. What else we got? Elon Musk to allow porn on X. That that is wild. I don't know what's going on X, man. Not X-Men, but X, man. It's just a little wild over there. I do use X, I'm not gonna lie. I do peep in there to kind of like get up to date on certain things because everybody kind of runs to Twitter with updates on shit a little faster than Instagram. They may mention some stuff on Instagram. If I want to prove that it's right, I'll go over there to Twitter and see how many comments it got, how many mentions that thing got. And I'm going to the trending. The trending will tell you real quick. Whenever Instagram goes down, I rush to Twitter to see if everybody else's Instagrams are down. And so it's a place to go when you're trying to figure out shit about shit and find opinions about shit that other people have. But it just seems as though my algorithm always wants to show me some bullshit, man. And that's the thing I don't like about X right now. Like, though it was regulated and stuff that people kind of did want to see is able to be seen, opinions that people make on X are able to be put on there. I don't know how I feel about it, bro. I don't know how I feel. Yeah. It's just interesting to me because like if it's basically a porn site now, how are you just gonna be able to make people download it from the app store? It's just like you're downloading porn. No, anything you search, it's like a Reddit type of thing. Now, I guess they have the Reddit app too. You can see porn on Reddit. So I guess it's no different than that, but it's just kind of interesting. I wouldn't think a social media app would just go, especially something that's so as popular as Twitter, would go from being Twitter to being X by Elon Musk. It's just showing porn, though they're already showing kind of porn-ish stuff on there. I don't know what the advancement is going to be. Is there going to have a porn category? You're going to add porn to the trending trending side of Twitter now. I just don't know. Like the whole spaces aspect of it, are people just gonna be able to have sex and watch people have sex during in the space? It just opens the door for too much, bro. You should leave porn over in porn, Elon. You should be fixing these Teslas or doing some other shit. You leave X alone. X is already a dark place. I just feel like it's gonna get even darker that way. It's just fuck. But hold on real quick. Let me see. Let me see. What else we got? We got Don Toliver. All right. Don Toliver, man. I just kind of have to give him his flowers real quick. I'm gonna do a little quick dual cameras. Don Toliver has been coming out with the slaps for a while now. I wrote down all the albums here. He has an album coming out soon. The song right now that's stuck in my head is Attitude. The last couple albums he's put out have been incredible. I think personally incredible. This month we have June 14th next week. He's dropping his album. It's called Hardstone Psycho. I'm excited. What songs have you heard? Bandit was on there. Attitude has been on there. There's been a couple of singles that he's dropped already. Got me excited. Pause. But we have 2020 dropped Heaven or Hell, excuse me. 2021 he dropped Life of Don. 2023 last year he dropped Lovesick, which was a pretty cool album as well. It's just hit after hit after hit, man. Like I could each album though is Cardigan on Heaven or Hell, Life of Don just 5 times, Flocky, the songs he had with Baby Keem, the song Smoke, just whew, 2 a.m. There's so many songs of Life of Don. Life of Don might have been my favorite. And then Lovesick last year, that album was dope. We still hear that song with Justin Bieber, and who else was in that one? Was it Future and Justin Bieber? I think it was Future and Justin Bieber. But that song was slapping. Yeah, I just feel like this album, his forthcoming album, is going to be one for the books, and I think this album, if it's as good as I expect, is going to propel Don Toliver into the top 5 of the artists that I'm listening to right now. After the album comes out, I'll give you guys a review and I'll let you guys know who those top 5 artists are. But for right now, man, he's doing his thing. If you guys haven't listened to those albums, go check them out right now. Again, let me tell you those again. If you want to start from the beginning, Heaven or Hell 2020, then his Life of Don came out in 2021, Lovesick came out in 2023, and then next week on June 14th, we have Hardstone Psycho that's coming out, man. His discography, his albums always kind of tell stories. If you see the cover art, if he tells you what it's about and then you go through the songs, you can definitely see how he kind of sets it up. Lovesick last year, he said each of the songs was a story. You know what I'm saying? A part, like a guy walks into a diner and he meets a girl, and then every song from that song at the beginning is kind of like things that he's gone through with the girl or some shit like that. If you listen to the album, you kind of can get the vibes of what he's going for. He's a good storyteller. Travis Scott, you guys already know who Travis Scott is. Big time superstar. And for his first artist that he actually does put out under Cactus Jack to be Don Toliver, who is such a success, who makes great music, and who you can kind of tell that kind of really right with Travis Scott. Him and Stara. There we go. Last week I was trying to remember the person who writes a whole bunch of shit. When I was talking about reference tracks, it was Stara. She writes a whole bunch of the hooks for a lot of your favorite songs. If you just look up Stara, definitely, and she has some great songs herself, but she mostly plays the writing role, and a lot of your favorite songs probably came from Stara's pen. So check her stuff out as well. But yeah, Don Toliver, check out his album next week. And again, check out all of his work. Like even his features on a lot of shit. It's like he puts that spin on it. It's like Travis Scott, but it's like a lot more melodic, and it's like his breakdowns and it's just kind of crazy. You thought you liked Travis Scott, but if you listen to Don Toliver, it'll just put you on a whole new level of perspective. It's like, it's wild. It's wild. I don't want to hype it up too much, because if you don't like it, you'll be like, oh, you're hyping up shit that's not even raw, but check it out. Trust me, it is dope. But that's all for the pop culture segment. We're going to move right into Cinema Corner. Just some rumors and some shit that's coming up. Avengers 5 is rumored to have 60 returning cameos from characters that we know and love. 60 is a lot. I feel it. I get it. I hope it's just not one big scene with a whole bunch of CGI people. I do want to see like how they how they pulled off the Spider-Man cameos, how they had Peter Parker, Andrew Garfield, Peter Parker just kind of walk through the portal and to be the different guy, or how they had Tobey Maguire's Peter Parker kind of show up when they thought it was a different one. I loved it. I love how they do those reveals. You know what I mean? We'll see how they do it in Wolverine and Deadpool, but I don't want it to be hella cheesy. You know, I want them to actually do it right, have it be some payoff, have people celebrating like they did in that Endgame scene when Captain America said the Avengers assemble type shit. So it's gonna be kind of cool, man. I'm excited to see what they're doing for Avengers 5. We already had a whole bunch of people kind of confirmed to come back. The team is going to be led by Wong, and actually, no. I think they're going to start creating the team, and Wong is going to start creating the team in the new Captain America movie, I believe. So during that, they're going to be assembling the Avengers that are probably going to consist of Hulk, She-Hulk, Anthony Mackie's Captain America, and I mean, I guess Wong. I guess it's going to be like. And Spider-Man, I heard it was Spider-Man who's going to be one of the main Avengers in Avengers 5, along with the 60 cameos. So it's going to be incredible, man. I do like the direction that Marvel is going in. They're only releasing like 2 or 3, like maybe 2 shows in a movie each year to give them time to record and kind of solidify stuff, get their direction right, get the writing down, get the filming right. I mean, Blade is still not fucking getting done. Writers and shit, Mahershala Ali is probably going to walk away. Like, you guys ruined it, bro. You ruined it. I was so excited. How you guys gonna do the Midnight Suns without Blade? You're setting up Moon Knight perfectly, Ghost Rider perfectly. I guess they're trying to get what's his name? Ryan Gosling to play Johnny Blaze. So it's a lot of shit that's setting up Midnight Suns, and we thought that Mahershala Ali would be a great Blade, but he is getting older. And if we don't even have scripts or directors and shit yet, then how the fuck we're gonna film this movie? Again, sorry for cussing so much, but I feel passionately about Blade, and they're fucking that shit up, man. They're really fucking it up. But 60 cameos could be exciting. There's a lot of people that we do want to see return, and maybe they could stay. Who knows? Because out of 60, somebody has to stay and be in the next couple phases. Hopefully, I mean, or if they're older, people that are actually phasing out of the MCU, we want to see their last kind of send off. I know Star-Lord's going to come back, so maybe we'll see Star-Lord for sure. But all the other Avengers, all the other Guardians of the Galaxy, I know we're not going to see. We may, I don't know, maybe Bautista would just kind of come back for this last hoorah for Avengers 5, but I don't know if we'll see Drax. But yeah, who y'all think we'll see? Type down below who y'all think we'll see here. Also, season 2, I think before the 14th, before you listen to Don Toliver's album on the 13th, we are getting House of Dragons coming back, and we got the runtimes for the albums, bro. Runtimes. So for the House of the Dragons, season 2, episode 1 is 64 minutes. Episode 2 is 72 minutes. So I know they're probably not going to drop them 1 and 2 back to back because that'll be a crazy amount of content to drop in 1 week. But of course, episode 1 is going to be 64 minutes because we have a lot to unpack. You know what I'm saying? We saw deaths in the family. We saw the war started. We saw heat and treachery. We saw jealousy boil over. We saw the High Towers go, and start a war with the Targaryens. We're gonna see what's gonna happen. More dragon fights. I'm ready to lock back in. It's been a while. I feel like it's been a long time since season 1 was out. Me and my grandma are actually gonna watch this together, so I'm excited to go out there and talk about that. 64 minutes is incredible. 72 minutes is even more incredible. So lock in. Make sure you got everything you need. Go watch the last couple episodes if you need to before next week's release. I think it's again June 13th. I think that should be if the 14th is a Friday, so it's a Thursday. So House of Dragons on a Thursday, HBO Max, get ready for it. But yeah, I'm excited to see that, man. Again, a lot of shows coming. I think the next week after that, maybe the 24th or so, that's when The Boys comes out. So we locked into this stuff, and we're gonna review it episodically for you. But yeah, let's talk about what we're gonna talk about real quick. What should we review first? Power, the finale part 1, or the Acolyte episode 1 and 2? Before we get up out of here, let's do Power. Let's do Power, and I'm gonna do a dual cameras for this too. Power season finale. I think it's Power Book 4. Season finale part 1, bro. It dropped this week. I was excited because I thought we was about to get a full season of Power, the final season. But come to find out, it's just 2 episodes split into 2 release dates, one being that June 7th date, and the next one being September the 6th. Hold on. If you saw the episode like I saw it, I don't know if it's really worth that wait. Am I gonna spoil it right now for you? Hell yeah, I'm about to spoil it right now for you. So spoiler alert, I'm about to tell you what happened. So basically, Tyreek is a killer now who knows how to work any kind of gun, go up and kill personal bodyguards that are probably trained for years and years to go ahead and try to get Mona, what's her name? Mona's not Mona. Uh was it Mona's daughter? I don't remember her name exactly, but it, I don't know. It's not believable at all, man. I don't think anything that happened in the show was believable. It's getting cornier and cornier by the second. The fact that Brayden came in at the season finale, or supposed season finale of last time, and saved Tyreek from being in a clear situation that I'm gonna keep calling her Mona. I don't know her name. I know it's not Mona, but it's something. Her, they had everybody, Effie, all of them had had Tyreek dead to rights, but you see Brayden come in, shooting, gets him out of the situation, and then they pull off. And this part of the story I don't understand. So now basically Tyreek and Brayden are homeless with no place to go. The Tejadas are looking for him. Mona and their crew are looking for him. Put assassins on them with $100,000 on their heads. Yet they're just walking around New York on campus and nobody is pushing up on them. Okay, there was one assassin that caught them in the garage, but come on, let's be realistic about this whole shit. You like the whole situation with Drew and his sister trying to go in and really kill their mom for what they did to their dad. That side story is just it's not really believable. The whole stealing Brayden's sister, kidnapping her and her willingly going with them, not believable. I'm shitting on it right now. It sounds like I'm shitting on the show, but come on, bro. This whole Tyreek, was it Power Book 4? What is it called? Is it Force, or is Force the Tommy one? But either way, it's just putting Tyreek on this, trying to make him Ghost so bad, and he's not Ghost. Like, just the way that he shot, he shot what's her name's niece, Angela's nephew, excuse me, just shot him in the head. It's like no remorse. He's just this killer mastermind now. It's just really not believable. Mary J. Blige, bless her heart, she definitely is not good enough of an actress to be putting on the way. They made her a main character, and her acting is just laughable. Method Man, I commend him because he is doing a really good job. From his first acting gig to now, he's evolved a lot, and he's become Method Man the actor now. He's doing all right, but just the forced nudity. I mean, I'm not one to be against nudity, but the whole shower scene was super unnecessary for him. Uh, his one-liners just kill me every time. It's just, come on, bro. 50 Cent, I love you, brother. I love what you're doing with these power series, but the acting and the plot is just getting crazy. I get it. People are loving the show and keep running back, but it's just nuts. It's just nuts, bro. It's just crazy. And then for us to have to wait till September 6th for this finale of the shit, it's like nothing really happened. I mean, yes, we saw, yeah, like nothing really progressed from the resuming of last season to now. Only thing that happened was Tariq got away. You know what I mean? And Angela's nephew got shot, which you saw coming from a mile away. You saw it coming from a mile away. It's just kind of crazy. And I don't know. It's just the stakes are higher than they really seem to be in the show. It's like Tyreek still, one, has no car, just walking around New York being this wonder man, killing all these people and not getting caught for any of the bodies. It's like they have a federal case against him, but no, he outsmarts the FBI, the Tejadas, Mona. He outsmarts everybody. And then Brayden, this kid who has this perfect life, who doesn't have any reason to continue to do all this shit with Tyreek, just continues to do so. I guess his family is some racist assholes, but at the same time, it's like, bro, you don't owe these niggas nothing necessarily. And you guys already had a falling out, but now you just are willing to throw your whole life away to help him. I feel it. It's your homeboy. I feel it. And then Effie, who knows what the fuck she's doing. One second she's trying to help kill Tyreek, but then at the same time she's letting Tyreek know that there's assassins and $100,000 hit on their head. Like, what is going on? Is she playing the inside to get close to what's his name, the brother? Why? And is she gonna kill him in the long run, just trying to play him close to have sex and to seem like she loves him, but at the same time she's gonna actually kill him for Tariq? Tariq has all these girls in his pocket somehow. It's just interesting, man. And again, for it to be not coming back till September 6th is it's gonna leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouth. If you haven't seen the episode, I'm sorry I had to ruin it for you, because there's a lot of shit that happened and a lot of shit that made no sense. The scene where he goes and tries to steal Mona's daughter, and all he does is ends up shooting all the bodyguards. Just seeing him with the SMG, just shooting down all the people. You never seen him shoot an SMG or practice shooting guns before. But every time he shoots a gun, he's able to shoot people directly in the head, kill shot, and never be shot. Between this and BMF, I don't know who's the bigger superhero, Meech or Tyreek. It's just kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. And Tommy, too. This fool Tommy can do everything in the world and never get touched. This is basically the MCU. The Power Universe is basically the MCU. It's just kind of crazy. But go check it out. It's out now on Stars. If you have DirecTV, well, I have a DirecTV's app, but if you have it, go check that out. And hey, can I do one more dual cameras for y'all? I apologize. I'm taking my focus off y'all and putting it over there. Maybe if I move this a little closer there, it makes look like I'm still looking at y'all, but I got to do it for the social media people. Can you blame me? Like, subscribe, Instagram, SZN2 and Best of Bias Podcast on Instagram. But anyways, The Acolytes out right now. Episodes 1 and 2 on Disney Plus. This one is cool. This one is really cool. I'm really excited to see what happens in this series. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna ruin a little bit of it for you. I know you guys need to go check it out and see it right now, but Trinity dies in the beginning. I'm sorry. She dies. I'm not gonna get you guys' hopes up. I don't want you guys to think she survives in this whole fight. You see her in the trailer getting down with Trinity from the Matrix as a Jedi, and the main character. You see it happening, you think, oh yeah, she's about to be in it for the whole show. She's not. Let me just ruin that for y'all right now. It's a cool show, though. It gives another spin. It's like 100 years before what we know now to be, or I think it's 100 years before the introduction of the dark side and the Sith. We have this world where the Jedis and are kind of like world regulators, and there's like no wars, peace between them, because all the Jedi in the future get knocked off by Order 616. You already know how that goes, but we see a juxtaposition. We see a world of Jedis. We see this girl named May kind of try to navigate the world. Well, we see a girl named in the trailers. It's May, but she eventually, the show tells that she has a twin sister named Osa, or something like that. And it's kind of a world where we see that the Jedi are kind of painted a little bit in a bad light. You see this girl trying to get revenge on the Jedi for something they did in the past. We don't really know what that was in the past, but you see this girl, this mysterious Force user that learned the Force not under the Jedi Order, but she's a Force user that's going out and killing other Jedi, and we want to know why. We see this girl out here doing it, and then we switch off to another girl who is being blamed for going out here and killing Trinity. I'm sorry. That's the whole plot. They kill Trinity, and we're trying to figure out who this girl that looks like her is out there killing all these Jedi. But then it comes down to showing you that she actually has a twin. May actually has a twin who was a part of this cult that was in the forest, some force using cult that the actual Jedis, I guess had beef with. You know what I'm saying? It seems this way. They haven't announced it yet, but it just seems that something happened to this cult, and these two girls were the only survivors of this cult. And this one girl learned under this Jedi who wanted to get revenge on the other Jedi who actually set this cult ablaze. I say that because they set them on fire in the forest, which was fucked up. But spoiler alert. But yeah, go check it out now. We see a lot of shit happening. We see a Wookiee Jedi. It's just all kind of shit in episodes 1 and 2. I won't go and break them down fully because it is kind of new. I do want you guys to kind of see it first. But the Acolyte is out right now. You'll probably see the trailer along with this, so I can, kind of talk over and let y'all know what's kind of going on. But hey, it's another, and it's a black lead. I gotta give my hand a round of applause for that. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be really cool to see, because they don't really go. I mean, in the Star Wars Episode 1, and you see the whole Jedi movement with Anakin Skywalker, Luke Skywalker, and all that shit. But they slowly, if you didn't read the comics, you're slowly being introduced to the newer characters, and that's really cool. You get to see other Jedi that actually exist. You actually get to meet people that were existing before what we know now in the Star Wars universe. And there's so much shit they can do because they only focus so much on this one story, the whole Luke Skywalker saga, that they can introduce so much that the manga had in store for people. And then they can still keep it as a prequel before they actually get to where we are now in the Star Wars universe. So that is really cool to see. And I really like the fact that they are opening the world to different interests in the Star Wars universe, not just Darth Vader, not just the clone, the droids, not just the stormtroopers. They're doing a whole bunch of other shit. They're adding in magic and witches and just mages and all kind of different shit that exists in the Star Wars universe. That's kind of opening it up and giving us different content. And I really like that. It's called The Acolyte. It comes out every Wednesday. I think 6 o'clock. They don't drop it every morning. Excuse me, they do like the 6 o'clock drops, 9 Eastern, and it's pretty dope, man. Go ahead, check it out. Another top show that I am actually watching right now, and I guess power to, I guess House of Dragons comes out next week, and we got The Boys coming out the week after that. So, whew, again, sorry about that. It's a lot of stuff to watch, and that's all I got for y'all today, man. I'm sorry I didn't go super in depth with the Acolyte. I want to get AKA on here so we can talk some of that boxing. And Acolyte is a big Star Wars guy. You guys know that. But yeah, that's the end of the podcast where I like to let them know where they can find your boy at SAC_Lydell on the Instagram. For me, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat, where I post a lot of stuff you guys can know about the podcast stuff coming up, just promotional stuff, man. Like, subscribe, all those pages too. Best of Bias on the Instagram, Best of Bias on TikTok. If you're looking for anything podcast related, of course, podcast on YouTube is Best of Bias as well. You see Growly up there, you know you're in the right place. Thank you, AKA, for making these videos and lacing them always for us. I know we haven't had a promo in a little bit, but we can get the promos out there really, really soon for y'all. Do not fret. Go like and subscribe the YouTube page. Anywhere you find the YouTube or your favorite podcast, you can actually listen to the podcast. You know, if you don't always want to watch the video, you can just pop it on your Apple Podcast. What is it? Spotify. YouTube, wherever you listen to your favorite podcast, you can find us at, and you can consume this content. You know what I'm saying? Guests coming real soon. Next week we'll be back. Hopefully, I think Damo said he wanted to be on, so maybe we can plan something out for that. Maybe get Chelsea on again too, talk some shit. But I just wanted to get on here and talk a little bit about y'all. Watch the NBA Finals, watch the W, watch all these shows that I be talking about, and like and subscribe to the podcast. That's really all I got for y'all. But hey, the merch is still available. A lot of hats, dad hats, beanies, bucket hats. Trucker hats, man. I still got all that stuff available for y'all. New merch coming real soon. All that jazz. But yeah, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep consuming this content. You feel me? Happy Pride Month to all those out there celebrating. Happy is it males mental health awareness month as well. Sorry if I butchered that, and sorry if it's not that month. But yeah, shout out to everybody celebrating everything. Birthday people out there, man. Shout out to the love out there, man. Yeah. Hit me up. You guys, if you want to be on the podcast, you know where I'm at. I just promoted all the pages that I'm at. Just hit me up, chats, anywhere. If you listen to this podcast, thanks for the 20 people that listen every week on the YouTube that like and share. And tell all your friends about your boy, because we're doing this for a long time. We're doing one thing for a while now. You feel me? So I've been trying to get people out there and reach more people, but my faithful few, I do appreciate y'all, and I do want to find some way to give back to y'all if I can. But for now, just go ahead and like, share, and let all your friends know where to find me. Hit that bell on YouTube, so you know whenever I drop a video, y'all get it. I do drop on weird ass days video wise, but check that out. And thank y'all for being here. It's the Best of Bias podcast, where that theme song at, and enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. It's your boy Lydell Dinero. Hey, hit me up, y'all. If y'all want to be on this beautiful pod, just come on, hit us up. Stop being scared. I know y'all, it's tough the first time to get on the pod, but it's like riding a bike once you first actually do it. So second time will be a breeze. It's your boy Lydell Dinero. It's Lydell Dinero again. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Let me get up out of here. I can't even talk no more. Later, y'all. Love y'all.
It's the best of Bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of Bias. Your Best of Bias.